Pharma as a space is showing a lot of promise. Last couple of days, stocks have shot back. Even Wockhardt Pharma is in focus. The stock pull up the last 3 month or 1 month chart, you would see the kind of price action that stock has done. There's a lot of developments also happening there. Dr. Habil Khorakiwala, founder chairman of Wockhardt Group, is joining us now to talk more about some of the new recent developments out there. Mr. Khorakiwala, thanks so much for your time. Good to see you today after a long time. Let's start by this phase 3 study on Nafithromycin for pneumonia, which has been completed at your end, at the company's end. Talk to us about when will be the product launch happen? What is the timelines from here on?
Thank you very much, and good morning to all of you. Wockhardt has been involved in drug discovery for last 25 years, and Nafithromycin just completed phase 3 clinical trial in India. And earlier we had completed phase 1 and 2 clinical trials in US and Europe. Now we will be filing in next few weeks to drug controller, and we expect to receive approval sometime in the mid-24. And then after it will be marketed in India. We will also simultaneously apply to various emerging markets. And we expect that after about 9 to 10 months, we should be in additional market than India, basically. And this is a very specific product for pneumonia. And it is an ultra short treatment for 3 days only. And it has nearly 97.4% success rate in the clinical trial. And it works where older drugs like azithromycin, enoxiclav, they do not work. And there has been in India resistance to the extent of 20 to 30% of pneumonia with the older drugs. So doctor has to ultimately go to injectable treatment, and that could be avoided here. And an oral treatment will suffice the treatment.
Sure, Mr. Khorakiwala.
Yeah, please go ahead.
No, kudos on that, on this research, and the fact that it's a 3-day treatment is something which is very good for the patients as well. But could you help us identify the opportunity size of it as a whole? You talked about how you're looking at launching it in India as well as a lot of other international regions as well. But collectively, what could be the opportunity size, you believe?
The opportunity would be enormous, especially when you go to specialists like chest physician and pulmonologist. And we intend to market this, and we might look for some of the partners in marketing in India and elsewhere, where we can expand the usage of this rapidly. And the incidents are so high that they are in millions in the country. And therefore, we expect to have a good sizable market in terms. And we have not yet fully assessed the market size. We have some rough idea, but I think once we have the clarity, I will be happy to communicate.
Khorakiwala, hi, morning. Can you give us a sense as to which are some of the other products in the pipeline and what the status is on the QIDP, the status on WCK 5222 and 6777?
The WCK 5222 is our best product, and it deals with gram-negative resistance organism. And it is undergoing phase 3 clinical trial, and which will be over in next 4 to 6 months. Simultaneously, we have also applied to Drug Controller General in India for potentially emergency use for a clinical trial, which is specifically focused on meropenem resistant cases. And we hope that we will complete this clinical trial during the year and probably be in the market later part of the year for the possibly emergency use, I must say. Additionally, there's our compassionate use clinical is going on. And so far, we have completed 13 patients on a compassionate use with a 100% success rate. As far as this is a third drug, 6777. We have completed phase 1 clinical trial, and this was conducted by NIH USA. And we would be proceeding with phase 2 clinical trial later part during the next year. This is the only once-a-day antibiotic which will be available. It is also gram-negative and works on the resistance cases. So once-a-day antibiotic would be very useful when the hospitalization is short period of time of 3 or 4 days, and the drug can be continued for additional 4 or 5 days. So from patient convenience point of view and the cost management point of view, overall, it has its own position and a niche in the market.
Sure. Mr. Khorakiwala, I also wanted to talk to you about what's happening with respect to the contract manufacturing opportunity as well, because that's something that seems to be coming for the company. Could you talk to us about what's the capacity utilization you have right now? What could be the prospects for contract manufacturing for you? And what could be the size again?
We have already, as we announced earlier, signed agreement on a profit sharing basis and contract manufacturing with Serum Institute to make vaccines in our UK facility. This is a long 15-year agreement, and we have earmarked capacity for 150 million doses for them. And we expect that the moment they complete a clinical trial for some of the licensing arrangement they have done, and they've identified 2 of those products. So we hope that later part of the next financial year, we may start the process of production. That we are also in discussion with another company, a global vaccine company, for also contract manufacturing opportunities. As and when it is inked, we will make an announcement.
In fact, I wanted to just have a quick follow-up on that one. You may not wish to divulge the name, perhaps till things are completely signed, but I want to understand which facility is it for? Do you have spare facilities? Is it in India or in the UK, or which line of manufacturing will it be? What category?
This is a facility in UK, our operation, and it is also for vaccine manufacturing facility. Additionally, and we have currently the capacity to do that, but going forward as the business develops, we will further add the capacity.
Okay, and also with respect to the diabetes treatments, what's the R&D happening in that segment? Because I was reading up that you are doing a lot in terms of the newer diabetes treatments as well. Any update you can help us with?
In a diabetes space, we believe that we are one of the few companies in the world, other than innovators, where our competitive space is limited and we have a competitive advantage. And therefore, we are focusing on newer insulins like Aspart, Lispro, and we plan to develop and launch these products over next 4 or 5 years. In most cases, the patent is off in next 2 years or so in emerging market, and that would be our immediate foray. Just to get you a sense of it, today for these products which are getting off the patent, the emerging market itself without US, Europe, China, and Japan is nearly $5 billion. So it is a great opportunity we see because we have advantage, because we are there in insulin, we are there in glargine, and we have a large number of partners in emerging market, and therefore to add new product to these partners would be possible, and we would be very cost competitive because of complete integration right from the API, the drug product, and even the device, our own patented device is there. So that is also done in-house. So that's our strategic advantage in this space.
Khorakiwala, before we let you go, what's that big thing that we should watch out for Wockhardt for the next 1 to 2 years? What are those key things in the pipeline that you think can probably cause a bit of a re-rating? Anything specific to watch out for?
One would be our launch of Nafithromycin in India, it would be a big event for us. The second would be completion of clinical trial, global phase 3 clinical trial, which will lead to filing US and Europe, and that would be probably the first Indian company having a drug in the global market. And I believe the third would be getting the new clinical, which we are starting with the Drug Controller of India for meropenem resistance cases. This would be a big event, mainly not only because of the business opportunities available, but it saves hundreds of lives every month with the introduction of this product.
Sure.
And thank you. Yes.
Sorry, Mr. Khorakiwala, we'll have to let you go because it's 10 o'clock and there are 3 listings on the bosses that we have to address. So thanks so much for making time and speaking with us. But let's take a